Will Cbum lose his title this year? Is Wesley the next Mr. Olympia? No one knows about that. Let's discuss about Chris Bumstead and Wesley Vissers. What's going on, guys? I hope you all are well. As you all know, this year, Arnold Classic champion Wesley Vissers defeated Urs Kalakinski, Brion Ansley, even Ramon Dino, who was Mr. Olympia's runner-up from the last 2.3 years. After Wesley won the Arnold Classic, many people compared Wesley Vissers to the masterpiece of classic physique, Chris Bumstead, who won 5 times Mr. Olympia in a row. Now, many people compare physique conditioning and the different body parts of Chris and Wesley, but at this time many people think that Wesley beats Chris Bumstead in the upcoming Mr. Olympia, or some do not. And you all must be seeing that, with time there is a difference between the physique of both Wesley and Chris. Wesley Vissers, rising star, is paying full attention to his body with time, increasing his weight, increasing his muscle size. Chris is one of those athletes who have already achieved their prime physique. But since last year, Chris has seen a little bit of weak. Ramon was looking a little bigger. After those many weaknesses, Chris won the Olympia. That's why many people believe that Chris not lose his title this year. If we look at the body weight limit of Chris or Wesley according to their height, let's see how much weight can they bring to the Olympia stage. If Chris's height is between 6 feet 1 inch or 6 feet 2 inch, then their weight will be 232 lbs, means 105.5 kilo. And if Wesley's height is between 6 feet 2 inches and 6 feet 3 inches, then his weight will be 239 lbs, means 108.4 kilo. Or if we look at Wesley's weight according to Arnold Classic, weight is said to be between 236 lbs and 237 lbs, or he is trying to increase his weight to 239 lbs. But according to Chris's height, he is able to gain only 232 lbs. Here one thinks we can predict that Wesley will be looking easily bigger than Chris in the upcoming Olympia. Here if we call Wesley the Lao Ferrigno, then do not forget Chris, who is also Arnold of Classic Physique. So let's compare Wesley's 2024 Arnold Classic Physique to Chris Bumstead 2023 Olympia Classic Physique. Before comparing, keep in mind that, guys, there is a difference between 2 different videos and in the same stage video. Let's start without any further delay with the first pose, the front double biceps pose. As you all know, last year Chris came soft also with some water consumption. And another side, if we look at Wesley here, one thing confirms that he looks sharp and fully dense, muscular physique conditioning. First, if we look at Chris's biceps, no doubt, he will improve. But Wesley is better in biceps, and as you all know, in front double biceps pose, judges do not judge only biceps. They look also body symmetry shape from the front side comparison. And here's no one can beat Chris Bumstead in the matter of waist. Just look at once his waist. What a narrow waist here. If we focus on another side, Wesley waist, his waist looks like a squares type, and is oblique from downside spreading outside. But he has sharpness and muscularity in his body. Also, don't forget that Chris much better than him in symmetry and X shape. If we look at Chris's physique and after we focus on Wesley, then one thing to notice is that Chris has both upper and lower body balanced. Other side, Wesley has upper body is dominant and his lower body is weak. His legs are sharp, but smaller in size according to the upper body. One more Chris thing, if you notice the movement of the lats when Chris hits the front double biceps pose, even Wesley doing well, but he needs some improvement. Chris's lats are fully attached to his waist, but on the other side, Wesley's lats have full width but not looks like a Mr. Olympia. Maybe in future Wesley improve his lats and lower body. Now in the upper front double biceps, if judges focus on a balanced and symmetrical body, then Chris confirms winning this pose. After this, the next pose coming fronts lats spread in this lower body remains same, in which Chris win lower body part. And now according to pose name, if we focus on both competitors, lats then. What's your thoughts? Who looks better? Who performs best? Who performs like a Mr. Olympia? I think Chris. I am right. Because if any competitor winning Mr. Olympia, then the competitor who won the Olympia, he should need to be best in every pose. Chris doesn't need to improve and no one can win from Chris currently in this pose. But Wesley should need to improve in every pose if he wants to be upcoming Mr. Olympia. I think you agree with this. Now coming to the next pose, which is the side chest. In this pose we can say that Wesley comes with a fully dominating mood. As you can see, the big shoulders, fully muscular chest, and striation. If we discuss about Chris, then last year Chris lost some muscle mass in his shoulder, even in 2022. His shoulder looking best and chest remains same size. Also good arms and legs have amazing separation in hamstring and glutes. Now if we discuss on the lower body, again Chris wins in lower part no doubt. But in the upper body, Wesley is very close to Chris. If he improves his posing style to showing his muscles better and wider, also working on the lower body, then maybe he won in this pose. But now again this pose won Chris Bumstead. Why? Because on stage it's very important that how you showcase your muscles in front of public and judges. The same example here is Paul Dillett. He was the monster of his time, but again his mistakes in posing wrong movements, and if you do, then it puts you far from the title. After this pose, directly comes on the back double biceps. In classic physique, back lat spread pose is not involved. First, if we focus on Chris' back, his back looks very soft in this pose, and his lower back does not look like what it needs to look. Another side, Wesley's back is very sharp looking, and his both shoulders, biceps, and upper traps and middle traps are fully dominating, but when we looking down in his back, it may weak glutes and hamstring. Both are weaks, also small in size, even in this picture. Chris is not fully shredded. If this year he came with some dryness, then Chris easily defeated Wesley in the back double bicep, and now who wins? It's Chris, because he has more balanced physique. Then Wesley's lower body is a weak part of him. After this pose, now we come to abdominal and thighs. In this pose, as you can see, both competitors don't have fullness in their abs, which they really need to have. In open bodybuilding, Hadi Chupon maintains this type of fullness, which is a genetically gift. Chris' side, he is able to fully squeeze his abdominal area, and his waist is already small, which is a good point for Chris. On the other side, Wesley ABS are okay, but as you can see, Wesley's waist is slowly broader from the lower side of obliques, which is not able to a V shape like Chris. In parts of lats, Wesley's are broader. Chris is smaller than Wesley also. Chris does not have a sharpness in his legs, like Wesley, but in comparison to calves, Chris has more muscle mass in his calves. Now if we talk about who won this pose, then maybe Wesley is close to winning this pose. If we watch a X frame of the body, then I think Chris win this pose. But it's clear when it comes to this vacuum variation. Chris fully maintained a balanced X frame. Small waist, big legs, and amazing vacuum holding in lats. On the side, Wesley has a squares type waist. Small vacuum, small leg size, but lats good looking overall. Chris win this pose one-sided. After this, all competitors have their own classic pose. Chris doing these all and Wesley these. But I think Wesley favorite this one. If we compare these poses, then again Chris performs like a Mr. Olympia, even though Wesley has full sharpness and dryness, but Chris is Chris. After this, they performs this muscular pose, Wesley's traps fully dominating, with big shoulders, chest fully fibers with sharpness, and Chris looking some soft with rounded muscles. If we add all pose results, then Chris is the clear winner. And again, we don't forget that this picture is Chris last year with different lighting and with some water consumption. If Chris comes with less water consumption, then no one can beat him to win his 6th title. And another side, Wesley have chance to gain more mass if he focuses on his lower body glutes, hamstring, quad size, then he is looking crazy on stage. Let's what's happening this year Olympia. We are always excited to see them in one lineup. One more thing, we don't need to forget that this year, they come with lots of improvement. Let's see what's happening. What's your opinion on both of them and what you are thinking? Comment down. I hope you like this video. See you soon in the next video with different comparisons, bodybuilding news or workout routines.